Throw that thing in hell for all eternity. Do not think twice. God, whatever that thing is. Because they keep talking because they're distracting. It's a distraction, and it's a way to smear the victim, because they're murdering me every single chance they get. And as long as they are murdering me, they can materialize in other humans that are still alive's homes. And the other night, I started to fall asleep, and I had sleep paralysis, and there was this dark, like, shadow figure, like, in the bed, like, next to me, and it was, like, talking to another one of them, and I guess they thought they were talking to each other, and they're like, why don't we all go into the shower together? And I was like, no, like, I was scared, and then I was trying to shake myself out of the paralysis. And then they were saying some other stuff to one another, because there was one that was in the house, like, stealing my identity. And I was like, yeah. I got out words, like, out of my mouth came out. I was like, yeah, the shower. And then I shook myself out of it. I was like, if you mean the gas fucking chamber is where you're going to take me to. Auschwitz. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but it's probably really foul and disgusting. And God's been protecting me and humans still alive who need to be able to tell this story without a motherfucker telling us, without an evil soul telling us that it's our last day alive and that there is no hope, and living in a house that any house is theirs, everything is theirs, they think everything is theirs, and if there's enough of them, I mean, they don't even care if they look like or even remotely similar to the victim, because they've gotten away with so much, especially with, like, the movie industry, which became actors and actresses being stuck in locations of evil souls that are basically telling them that they don't have a choice, because they're going to make this movie and they're going to make it their way, and the human has no say in the fact that it's being lied about how the movie's being made. The lies about everything, how things are made, everything from, like, goods that we buy to movies, and how people are being enslaved at posts, like locations of evil souls that are basically turning themselves into a war machine, where multiple humans have to exist at one location, and one human, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but there's this music video, and it's really sad. There's like a scarecrow and a robot, and the scarecrow is, like, trying to find the robot who's on stage, and she's performing, and she dies at the end, and it's just, like, so, it's just tragic, because there's no future for humanity if evil's here at all. So why do they still have our voices? Why do they still have our voices? Why are they still here? You know, like, we need our lives back. We need to be safe. They're not allowed to disease. They're not allowed to destroy. They're not allowed to materialize around us. They're not allowed to ask God for anything. They're not allowed to have control of businesses. They're not allowed to be in your houses. They're not allowed to be forcing the last few humans left alive to be living in fear. We need to be able to make contact right now. I keep saying it. I don't know what else to do. God needs to be in control, and God was not in control. The Shulamite, my beloved has gone to his garden, to the bed of spices, to feed his flock in the garden, and to gather lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He feeds his flock among the lilies. Reminds me of the song by Dat for Lashes. All the lilies in the field, all in the field. Song of Solomon, I love you, mother, said Little John, then forgetting his work, his cap went on, and he was off to the garden swing, and she had the wood and water to bring. I love you, mother, said Rosie Neal, I love you more than tongue can tell. Then she teased and pouted half the day till mother was glad when she went to play. I love you, mother, said little Nan, today I'll help you all I can. My dolls and playthings I know I will keep. Then she rocked the baby fast asleep. Stepping softly, she brought the broom and swept the floor and tidied the room. Busy and happy all day she was. Was she helpful and a good child as could be? I love you, mother, again they said. 3 little children going to bed. How do you think their mother guessed which one of them really loved her the best? The Shulamite, I am a wall, and my breasts like towers. What do you think of my breasts? Hello, Dieter. Would you like a fresca? I have no name. I am called exclamation point. I've always wanted to make love to a woman with punctuation nomenclature. So funny. Touch my monkey, leave him on unspeaking. I am a wall, and my breasts like towers, and I became in his eyes as one who found peace. Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Hamon. He leased the vineyard. I can't fucking read if you're trying to think. You're not going to get to thinking here. Then I became in his eyes as one who found peace. Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Hamon. He leased the vineyard to keepers. Everyone was to bring for its fruit 1,000 silver coins. To Solomon, my own vineyard is before me. You, O Solomon, may have 1,000, and those who tend its fruit 200. The beloved, you who dwell in the gardens, the companions listen for your voice. Let me hear it. Anybody seen the video for Lorne Anvil? In the beginning of the video for Rosetta, no, not Rosetta Stone, but the Rosetta Stone is broken in it. The other video by Tool, they're trying to stop me from saying it. Parabola, yeah, I know parabola is right. Parabola. I heard parabola, but then I also heard parallelogram, which is the video that my family and I believe Cam's family, my family and a whole lot of people are a lot of humans are really counting on me, and I can't hear anything that God is saying. So what the fuck are these prophets of eternal hell saying when they speak to God? After all, Hey Peter on YouTube, postcards from the pink bath paint leisure as a cloaked horse through a stained glass St. Peter. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter. Made 3 videos. Didn't make 3 videos. Had 3 humans at post with other Peters, but not like like the name Peter, like other souls that this thing has released from hell, making a video, each one about a Super Mario ROM hack from like 13 years ago, maybe longer than that now, where there's a picture of a red face and the eye sockets are black, seem to be, it's very pixelated, seems to be a very pixelated picture of a little girl who had her eyes gouged out. I was trying to tell everybody in this ROM hack that the little girl had been found, but it wasn't a little girl, that it was an image from here and there, and had an obsession with making 3 videos about it, which draws attention to what's going on. So it's kind of like the fake news media, like they talk about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump, Trump over and over again, but you're not getting the story about why they're talking so much about Donald Trump. Or war in the Middle East, they're saying on CNN or MSNBC downstairs, whatever, one of the 2 stations that the motherfucker has on, that the evil has on, stealing my parents' identities, or Fox News, whatever the fuck they've got on down there, or the local news. And they're talking about war in other countries. But then you watch Skibidi Toilet and you realize that they're just going full fucking Vietnam, war in Vietnam. What does that mean? Cabin fever? There was a, in one of the videos, quote about something about the book of Peter in the Bible. And it seems to me like a lot of stuff's just changing. I beheld the earth, and indeed it was without form and void, and heavens, they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and indeed they trembled, and all the hills moved back and forth. I beheld, and indeed there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens had fled. I had beheld, and indeed the fruitful land was a wilderness, and all its cities were broken down at the presence of the Lord by his fierce anger. For thus says the Lord, the whole land shall be desolate, yet I will not make a full end, for this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken, I have proposed and will not relent, nor will I turn back from it. The whole city shall flee from the noise of the horsemen and bowmen. They shall go into the thickets and climb on the rocks. Every city shall be forsaken, and not a man shall dwell in it. Reminds me of that Tiger Lilies song.